What's up, guys? I'm Lunatic, coach of the Brookhaven Bennetts, and this is a very long overdue video. There's no good reason for it. Honestly, all of the coaches, just because our season went into like the holiday break, we just all kind of like stopped. So right now, I saw like some coaches were uploading their like final week or 2 weeks. Um, so I'm doing that too because I should. Um, We have, this is week 10 against Sniper. Sniper has a very interesting team. The biggest thing on his team that scares me is the Volcanion. I haven't pulled up the team thing, but I remember Volcanion because I remember that thing was terrifying. Look at his full team. Sale Sharpedos. Okay, he has Volcanion, Togekiss, Nidoqueen, Hitmontop, Sneasel, Licky Licky, Celebi, Dragonite, Electivire, Lycanroc Day, and Mega Scizor. So immediately, I'm like, alright, Volcanion is coming, and Scarf Electivire is coming. I was very confident that he would bring Scarf Electivire against me. I felt like that was a really good bring. Aside from that, I wasn't entirely sure. I don't remember. It's been a very long time. But I remember those two. I was like, Volcanion, Electivire. And the thing about Volcanion was I thought it would come Choice. I just couldn't tell if it would come Scarf or Specs because both of them did very well against my team. So, ripping through that was a little annoying. So the first mon we have here is Nidoking. Life Orb, Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Flamethrower. Covers pretty much everything. Earth Power hits Volcanion, Ice Beam hits Nidoqueen. I hit top for neutral, Sneasel, Frail, Licky Licky, I guess could take stuff. Ice Beam hits Celebi, Dragonite, Earth Power hits Electivire, and Lycanroc, and Flamethrower hits Mega Scizor. So I have enough speed for 285. What is that outspeeding? Maybe Nidoqueen? I'm not sure. Again, it's been a very long time. But 216 speed, timid, max special attack, and the rest in HP. Next we have Choice Scarf Darmanitan with U-Turn, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Flare Blitz. I have to be careful about locking myself into a move because, like, if I do lock myself into Flare Blitz, Volcanion gets to come in because it does quad resist. And then if I lock myself into maybe Rock Slide, Nidoqueen can come in. If I lock myself into Earthquake, Dragonite can come in. So I need to be careful with that. But I do have the U-Turn. I am max attack Adamant, 236 speed, 4 defense, and then 16 HP for that odd number. Next we have Arigato the Kartana with the Life Orb with Smart Strike, Psycho Cut, Sacred Sword, and Swords Dance. Yeah, the thing about the Sniper's team is it's kind of slow. I mean, he does have Sneasel and Lycanroc Day. Then he has Celebi at 100. He has Dragonite and like I forget what Dragonite speed is. I think it's like 80 or 85. Mega Scizor is like 75. Nidoqueen is like somewhere around 75. Togekiss is something like that. Volcanion. So most of his speed tiers are like in that mid-speed range. So like my Darmanitan can run Adamant. My Kartana is also running Adamant. Max attack. It's still amazing to see this attack bar be so high. 128 in HP, 4 defense, and then 124 speed. Smart Strike, yeah. Grass isn't very good against this team, so I didn't bring Grass Stab. Next we have Choice Specs Raikou with T-Bolt, HP Ice, Volt Switch, Extra Sensory. Now the thing about this Raikou being Choice Specs is his switches for this would probably be the likes of Nidoqueen or Hitmontop. Hitmontop is pretty specially bulky. And Nidoqueen is just fat and it's a ground type, so it could switch into this, and the HP Ice doesn't do too much if it's bulky enough. But the Choice Specs and Extra Sensory can 2-hit KO Nidoqueen and Hitmontop. I don't remember if I needed Chip on them, but I remember running calcs, and that it would, 2-hit KO. Max Special Attack, Modest, and then Max Speed, and then Force Spadef. And then, aside from those, like, T-Bolt did a shit ton to, like, Volcanion, Togekiss, even to, like, Dragonite. I do have HP Ice, of course. I think after Rocks, the T-Bolt kills Dragonite anyways, so I don't have to mess with that. I do really want to get Rocks up for Dragonite, and also Volcanion. Volcanion is fat, and I don't want it to be able to, like, keep switching in. It also wears down Togekiss, which I just hate facing them on. So I really want to get Rocks up this game, and then just, do what my team does, just break stuff. Next we have the Assault Vest Conkeldurr. And the reason I'm bringing this is because nothing on my team switches into Volcanion. So if Volcanion does come Scarfed, Conkeldurr is, I believe, 3-hit KO instead of 2. Or something like that. I think that's what it was. I have the Mach Punch, Knockoff, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. I think that was the best coverage. I'm max HP, 120 Speed F, and then 140 Attack Adamant. So that's a lot of bulk investment for the Volcanion. This is really the only thing that can take it on. I do have the Guts ability, so that switching into a Steam Eruption, if I get that burn, that'll activate my Guts. And now for my favorite set. Oh, I spent so much time perfectly crafting this set. It is a mixed Braviary with Sheer Force. Ooh. It has Zen Headbutt, Heat Wave, Rock Slide, and Roost. Look at all these numbers and all these stats. Oh, it's beautiful, perfect set. No, I do really like this set because it hits so much of its team. The Volcanion I hit with Rock Slide, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Rock Slide. Same with the Togekiss. Zen Headbutt hit the Nidoqueen and Hitmontop. Heat Wave hits Sneasel, and Mega Scizor is primarily why I have it, for the Mega Scizor. Heat Wave hits the Celebi. Rock Slide hits Dragonite, and then I hit like Evire for neutral, Lycanroc for neutral, but this thing does damage. Base 123 attack, Sheer Force, Life Orb. If you look at Nidoking is known as the Super Wall Breaker with Sheer Force, Life Orb. It only has 85 special attack. This is 123 in its offensive stat with Sheer Force, Life Orb. The calcs for this is insane. Oh my god, this thing could do so much work against the team, and I don't think he'll expect me to be packing Heat Wave on this for the Mega Scizor. So I think I'll be able to catch him off guard there, and I mean, this thing is just naturally bulky, so I could take hits from certain things. I have 152 HP, max attack, Naughty Nature, 4 defense, 92 special attack, and then 8 speed. The 8 speed is because I speed tie with something on this team, and it just speed creeped that a little bit, because there was no point in trying to speed creep other mons. So like, I'll just go bulky then. But I'm super proud of this set. I love this set so much. I've wanted to use Braviary in this way, like throughout the whole season. Like, I would always run. I think every other time it came, I brought Defiant, which isn't a bad ability, but I brought Bulk Up, and then I brought the Scarf set. But this is what I wanted to do. I have all these Sheer Force users on my team, but I was only really using 2 of them with Sheer Force, the Nidoking and Darm, which have been great, but I've wanted to use Sheer Force Braviary. So I'm really excited, and let's get to the battle. And we're here at the battle, so immediately what I noticed is he did not bring Mega Scizor. So Braviary, Heat Wave's not useless, but I really wanted to catch that Mega Scizor. And the other thing was, he has Celebi, which was something I really wasn't expecting. I thought my team dealt with Celebi pretty well. So that was kind of shocking. But the rest of the team is expected. I do expect that Electivire to be Scarfed. And Volcanion, I expect to be either Scarf or Specs. Both of it, I really think both of those do well. So, I do want Rocks Up, and then I need to figure out whether it is Scarf or Specs. Also, I need to break the Dragonite's Multiscale. I need to pressure, like Hitmontop and Nidoqueen to avoid rocks on my side and prevent him from spinning. Celebi, not entirely sure what its role is going to be this game, but I do expect the Nidoqueen to be packing the rocks because I think it needs to come defensive against my team. So, yeah. There you go. So, he leads with the Nidoqueen. I lead Conkeldurr. He goes for Sludge Wave, and I eat that. I go for Knockoff, and he was holding the Sugar Berry, actually. I get a crit, which is unfortunate for him. He goes into Hitmontop, and I swap out, and immediately I notice Hitmontop's not Intimidate. And this leaves me very confused because I have a lot of physical threats in like Darmanitan, Conkeldurr, Kartana, just as like mons that I, bring semi-often, or very often actually. So the fact that he didn't bring Intimidate really, really confused me. I swapped out there because I still wanted to keep health on Conkeldurr for Volcanion. But I was very, very interested in why he didn't bring Intimidate. So he goes for Fake Out. He's Technician. So I was like, I don't know why he brought Technician. He goes for a Mach Punch here. I just take it out with a Cycle Cut. So if I get Rocks Up, he has no Spinner. I get my Beast Boost. He goes Electivire. And here, he just goes for Fire Punch. I really just wanted to confirm that he was Scarfed. I had like a really big hunch. But I wasn't sure what move he'd go for either. I was low, so he could have just hit me with kind of like a neutral take. He could have gone for maybe Earthquake or something. So I do see that he has the Fire Punch. He's locked into Fire Punch now, so I go into Nidoking. And I believe here I go for Rocks. Yes, I do. He goes for Psychic on the Celebi, so it is seems to be an offensive Celebi. I go into Darm. He has the Tanga Berry on the Celebi for my U-turn. And, I mean, I think I made the safest play there. I didn't want to go for Flare Blitz. Because he still has 3 good switches to it in Volcanion, Dragonite, and Nidoqueen. Granted, 2 of them would take a lot of rocks damage. And Nidoqueen was at half. But if he did aggressively switch into Volcanion, like I mentioned before, I don't really have a switch in. And he just has more mons than I do at this point. So I don't want to be in that position. So I think U-turn was the play. That Tanga Berry definitely wasn't expected. I don't know what the Celebi was supposed to do. So I go for that U-turn, and I go into Raikou. As he goes for a Psychic. And here, I think that damage revealed that he was offensive, so I was quite confused. I go for an HP Ice, because I figured it was the safest play, and the Nidoqueen dies. He goes into Electivire, and here, I do make the switch into Braviary, and the reason for this was because, I mean, like, I would have expected an Earthquake. I didn't go Conkeldurr there. Conkeldurr could have taken that fairly well. As I mentioned, I do want health on it, and I didn't think that he would make that super hard read in Braviary. He could have gone for a Stab Electric move, honestly. But no, here he does make that really hard read. Go for the Ice Punch, so I have to swap out, go Conkeldurr. Go for Ice Punch, that does 20%. So, unfortunate. I go for Knockoff, he goes Celebi to sack. The score has gone into my favor, but, still not great. Okay, here, he brings in the Volcanion. Goes for Steam Eruption. He gets a crit. Now, this crit's important, because if he's Scarf, without the crit it wouldn't kill, but if he's Spec, then it killed regardless. So the crit denied me information. Because what I do here is I go into Darmanitan, and I don't know. I was leaning more towards that it was Scarf. A Rock Slide. I forget which did more. I think it was Rock Slide that does more damage because the sheer force boost. From here, it's a roll to knock out if he is Scarf. So what I plan to do here is go for a U-turn into Bravery, which I think is the least useful mon on my team at the moment. Sack Bravery, and then go back into Darm because Volcanion will be in range of the Rock Slide after the U-turn damage. So that's what I do. And Bravery goes down. And I go back into Darmanitan. And I go for the Rock Slide, and he lives. And takes out Darmanitan. So, if I knew that he was Specs, I would know that he would have had just bulk. He wouldn't need the speed at all. So, if I anticipated that he was Specs instead of Scarf, and if that crit didn't happen, I would know he was Specs, then I would have gone into Bravery and gone for a Rock Slide. And then keep Darm around to Rock Slide after, because Scarf Darm outspeeds his whole team. And yeah. So, I mean, if I knew what he was, I would have played differently. I'm just repeating it because I just tried to make the best play with the lack of information I had. Bravery would have done. It would have obviously put it in range of Darmanitan. So that's very unfortunate. With that, I mean, this game's over at this point because my Raikou is Choice Specs and the Electrobite is Scarfed. So even if I go Raikou here, I go for the Action Sensory, just to be like I have it. He goes to Evar, and he goes for that Scarf Earthquake. So, Sniper did play very well. That Celebi did take me by surprise. That Tangaberry, especially. The Hitmontop, I did not understand. But he did a good job of recognizing Volcanion with a huge threat to me. And, I guess bringing Specs, both of them had their merit Specs and Scarf. But Specs allowed him to be bulky, and I guess that's what he wanted. Dragon didn't hit the field. I don't know, this was a weird game. It was 17 turns, which is a very quick game for me. But yeah, no, Sniper played well, so good game. And this game was important because if I won this game, it kept me in the running for a playoff spot. At this moment, I am fighting against Justin for the last playoff spot. And the only way that I can still make playoffs at this point is if he loses his week 10 as well. And our week 11 is each other. So when I lost this, I was like really, really discouraged because I was like, I know how good of a player Justin is, so I definitely expect him to win his week 10. So the rest of the video, I guess, is going to be spoilers. Justin did lose his week 10. He was supposed to play Dave, I believe, but Dave failed to attempt scheduling, so we did have a replacement. We had Zern play. Justin agreed to it. He said it was okay for Zern to play the match for him, for Dave. So they played that out, and Zern did end up winning, in place of Dave. So Justin lost in week 10, which means week 11, we're facing each other, and that, it's a super high stakes game because the winner of that makes playoffs, no matter what. Differential doesn't matter. There's no possibility, I don't think, that someone loses and still like beats out the person for the spot. Um, because of how the differential is. Like I have a better differential but lower record by 1. So very very intense final week coming up. So thank you for watching. I'm going to try to get that up as soon as possible. And goodbye.